Hi, welcome to Draw Tip Tuesday. My name is Koosje Koenen and I love drawing. And if you like drawing too, then draw with me here on YouTube. Every week I share a Draw Tip Tuesday video and I hope to keep you inspired that way. And today I want to draw with sticks and twigs and things that I found in the forest. And I am drawing with those. Also, I have some bamboo skewers, pens, bamboo dip pen. Well, everything really that is wood that you can dip in ink will do for today's exercise. Drawing with sticks and twigs and other organic material is really wonderful to draw organic things with, to draw with, period. And I was reminded about this when I took a workshop in Tel Aviv, and Marina Grechanek, she taught us a workshop with sticks and ink. And I really enjoyed that so much. I think this might actually be my favorite drawing from that whole workshop. So I thought, well, I want to do this more often, and what is a better excuse than do it and film the process for you as well. So let's dive in. For working with ink, a bamboo dip pen like this is really great. It gives a very organic line. Dip it in ink and then you start drawing. I have another version. How about this one, a skewer? Both sides can be really fun to work with. Oh, and I picked this up at a Starbucks. This I picked up in the supermarket, a nice fork with also a side that is like a knife. And then twigs and sticks and needles and stuff from the forest. Pine cones, maybe I can use those as well. These are my drawing tools for today. I'm using a Sea White of Brighton sketchbook, which is a sketchbook that is good for mixed media. And I am using a Dr. P.H. Martin's black ink. I have a little ink well, so I'll put my ink in there. And I also have a cloth because I'm going to use that probably later on. And also, well, I'm doing this on top of my sketchbook, which I don't recommend. But it has to be in view for camera. All right, I think I'm ready to get drawing. I have this reference photo that is taken from one of my favorite spots in the forest. The audience on Patreon will get to download this photo. And I'm just going to dive in, drawing that tree that is on the left. The photo was taken not on the most sunny day, but we can still see all the textures that are going on. And yeah, this is of course great for drawing nature and drawing organic shapes. And I'm holding my dip pen far from the end because part of this exercise is letting go of control. You don't control really when the ink is running out and how the line will be put on paper, because basically you are drawing with a piece of wood. This is really exploring. Let's see what we can do with this skewer that is very pointy and sharp, so I can make really thin lines. When it dries a little bit, I can create more texture, and I can draw with the other side too, which gives me like a chisel tip. And I kind of like what's going on there. I don't have much control, but look how expressive the line gets if you have less control and if the ink is not distributed in an even way. And because of the flat side of this stick, I can create a really nice texture and indicate that these are all small leaves. And they are so nicely in contrast with the background, so they stand out, and so I want to draw them. Try this twig, see what I can do with that. This stick is bending a lot more, so I have even less control, but look at the organic line that it brings. And I'm trying to draw with it, but also do mark making with it. I'm really constantly exploring and trying to get to know my tool. There are blobs of ink, there are drier lines, so as soon as I have a drier line, I try to make use of that. And the blobs of ink, well, sometimes it's good, sometimes it might not be that good, but this is all partly also a process of letting go of control. Let's see what we can do with these needles. I made this big pool of ink on the corner, on the left-hand corner, which I don't really like, but, well, you know, I'm just drawing around it. I'm adding more dark ink to that big blob in the left to sort of tone it down, basically. And I love what these needles do. Look at that. It gives so much movement and it sort of feels like there's wind going through the trees. I'm losing needles as I am painting with it, but look at the grass that I just painted with that. I love the delicacy of that. And now I'm back in with that stick. Mark making. I'm just mark making. And I'm trying to accomplish that dry brush look by using the side of it, but of course the ink runs out, so yeah, I need to just sort of not plan too much, but yeah, I like what I got in the background now. Using more needles for the right hand side of the page, and this goes quite quickly now. Using another twig, it gives me a double line, which looks really nice. I think you get the idea. I'm trying to use my fork, but here's a learning point. My inkwell is too small, so I'm trying to sort of fill that side of the fork with ink, but it doesn't quite work. So for a next drawing, I will definitely use a bigger inkwell. But I can use the 3 teeth of the fork, which also makes me work quite fast because I have 3 pens now. See what we can do with a pine cone. Just sort of really also drawing with it, but without any control because I don't know what I'm doing. Thicker stick will also give me a thicker line and also, again, dry lines. I think this fence needs a little more contrast because I like that man-made kind of thing in nature to contrast all the overwhelming leaf structures and stuff like that. I think I could go on forever, but what I'm really now doing is where can I fill things up a little bit? Where does the drawing ask for more contrast, more ink? Do I need more movement in there? And the needles will definitely bring me more dynamic movement. So that's fun to play with. I am also just really, again, exploring. So I'm trying to see what happens if I draw circles for marks to indicate leaves. And I don't think that really adds to the drawing. I'm back at adding a little bit more dark here and there because of that contrast in the photo. And what I'm learning here, that I like drawing nature with this because of the organic shapes you create with sticks. But I'm missing something. I'm missing kind of a story in here. So I will be back with another Draw Tip Tuesday, doing another drawing in which I will add people. So stay tuned for that. How much fun is this? You are letting go of control. Everything is smudging. It's all good. And I love finding all these different textures with all the different materials, all the different twigs and things. So I hope that you will try this too. Even if you can just find one twig, you're already on your way to doing a fun drawing with maybe a little less control and a lot of organic line and shape. So your assignment this week is to find a twig or two and start drawing with that. Have fun, try getting loose, let go of control and enjoy the organic shapes and lines that you can create with them and patterns too. Next week I'll be back with another video with the same material because I discovered quite a few things during this first drawing, and so I will do another one, which I will share with you next week. In the meantime, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of my Draw Tip Tuesday videos. You can also subscribe to Patreon. You can also sign up for a week of a free trial so you can check out what's going on in there. And of course, there's fun classes going on. I'm teaching workshops on really exciting locations this summer and fall, so check those out. And of course, every month I teach a mini workshop online. I hope to see you there, and of course I hope to see you next week. Bye!